That is why if there are three factors that will make a restaurant or a supermarket successful or a retail outlet successful, if there are three factors, the first is location. The second is location. The third is location. Because if people cannot access your location to get that product or service. So if what you sell requires that people come physically to your place of business, I'm talking barbershops, I'm talking auto mechanics, I'm talking schools, primary, secondary schools, I'm talking retail outlets like supermarkets, I'm talking fast food joints, I'm talking restaurants, I'm talking professional services like maybe a spa treatment or something like that. If your business requires physical contact, for mine, like training, before the internet, training required physical contact, or maybe you can put down the thoughts on paper and sell. But because of the internet, we don't need physical contact for me to deliver the value you have paid for, which is what I'm delivering digitally, right? But there are businesses where if you want to eat at a restaurant, that restaurant cannot serve you digitally. They may deliver the food to your location, but there is a physical element. There has to be, food is physical. You cannot transmit food through the internet. You have to eat food physically. So because it is physical, there's a limitation. And that limitation is what? Location dependent. So if you're a restaurant or a supermarket or whatever, even though you have your audience right, you're targeting a highbrow area. Where you are located, which is your channel, very important. If you get the location wrong, every other thing is going to suffer. Because the first thing the customer would think is, I like what they sell. I want to buy what they sell. But how will I reach them? I can't travel all the way. I can't even access the place. Is it safe? Is it in a... So you just instantly notice that retail outlets or restaurants that are in strategic locations do very well. I want to give you one tip. Look at the banks. Look at the fuel stations, the petrol stations. Just look at their locations. Because these are services that require physical presence and physical interaction. If you're going to buy petrol, you have to show up with a car and buy petrol. Petrol is a physical product. So when you look at how these businesses site their petrol stations, you will notice that petrol stations that are in strategic locations, they make better sales than petrol stations that are difficult to reach or in remote places. So that's why you always see petrol stations along highways, in populated places, particularly commercial areas. These days, you are finding them in residential areas. Retail outlets that are situated within campuses, residential estates. All of these are captive audiences that have a density of population. That location alone can be a game changer. Sometimes you might notice that their customer service is poor. They don't have a customer retention strategy. Their offer is not fantastic. There is another restaurant that cooks better food down the road. But some consumers, just because of that inconvenience, they will rather patronize the one that is closer to them. Look at schools, for example. Many parents will want to send their kids to a school that is within reach. They don't want their kids to travel long distances. So even though your school is fantastic, as long as it's not a boarding facility, if it's a place where students have to come and go, your location, very important. If you get the location wrong, you've committed a sin against the channel. And channels can be unforgiving. Because what a channel means is that you may have the right audience. They want what you sell. They need what you sell. They are willing to pay, but they cannot reach you because of how you are selling to them, because of where you are located. So if you get the channel wrong, you're going to get into trouble. And like I said, for physical products or physical businesses where your customer has to come to your location, channel, very important.